Yes, I am standing on the corner again in Mesa, Arizona. This is the Elliott Corridor. So it's Ellsworth. They've got this. Don't let that fool you. That monstrosity there that I've mentioned a number of times here on the channel, that dystopian looking, ugly, landscape destroying monstrosity, that is the Facebook data center, one of them. I want to give you guys an idea of the scale of this, how unbelievable. I mean, ginormous doesn't even begin to say just how big this data center is. It's not just one building, it's like 4 or 5. So with all the noise, this is one busy street. I want to give you guys, I'm going to walk down here, I'm going to walk the whole length of this thing. This is the Facebook or the Meta data center. It's in the middle of the desert. This is, see, they're trying to be, I guess, well, they're being respectful. They're using desert landscaping to cut down on the use of water. Oh yeah, because the cactus use so much water. But I think that's actually those are water tanks there. So yes, we are in the middle of the Sonoran Desert, where we are actually also in a 30-year drought. So what better place to pick to do a data center? So if I stop, whoa, someone's having a problem down there. So if I stop doing videos in the next year or so, you can pretty much guarantee it's because I can't afford to pay my electric bill anymore because of these maniacs. And you get an idea. This is just a small idea of what they are doing. You used to be able to go to all different cities and towns here in the valley, and you knew pretty much where you were because of the landscaping. No more. Those ugly warehouses, wow, it's really loud. That's the only reason why I'm trying to project here. It's just so loud. Those ugly warehouses have gone up all over the Phoenix Valley, and then right next to them you always have to have the Starbucks and those other little stores all over the valley. You can't even tell that you're in Mesa or Buckeye because of all this and these damn data centers that they will not stop building. This has only been about 2 years. About 2 years, because the other side, you can't see it from here. Yeah, on the other side there, I'll get a picture of that. That's the 2 million square foot Amazon monstrosity. We'll take a walk down here. Do we have some blooms on the cactus? Is that, oh no, that's just a wildflower. The cactus isn't blooming just yet. So this is what's helping drive, well, this is what they're using to drive this insane push for AI or artificial intelligence, and how and the problems with that, but just the material everyday problems that we're going to have right here anywhere there's a data center. And I know there's always going to be some bot that's going to say, oh, data centers don't use water, they don't use a lot of electricity. Yeah, right. It's already happening. It's already happening. You can see across the country just issues with the water quality, let alone the volume of the water of these damn places. They have to be powered somehow. They need water. So yeah, these things are going to be a catastrophe on the valley. Well, I'm really looking forward to that. I grew up, I'm sure you did if you're about the same age, always having it knocked into our heads that we were all going to be dead by a nuclear holocaust. And I always figured we're not going to make it past 89 or 90. So kind of living on, I'm glad to have had the time we've had. But now it's a new kind of, with all the other things going on that you lump on top of this hellscape of what they're doing to the whole Phoenix Valley has been transformed by these lunatics. Because they're not the ones living here. The ones building these gigantic 150,000 square foot warehouses. They probably don't live here in the valley. But if you've never been to the Phoenix Valley, it'd be hard. Well, yeah, if you've never been to the Phoenix Valley, you're not going to recognize what they've done. But if you've been out here for even 5 years, you can look at this landscape and you can see it's changed radically. About 10 years ago, somebody really bet on the desert being the place for a 150,000 square foot warehouse on every single corner. I mean, it's crazy. That looks like another water tower over there. I'm not even halfway down. I haven't even covered halfway of just how, I hope everyone can get a pretty good idea of just how big this thing is. But I remember I was on Reddit about a year or so ago. I better do it this way so you can actually hear me. I was on Reddit about a year or so ago, and I had mentioned how in the Arizona or the Phoenix suburb, I was banned from the Phoenix one, but I had mentioned how the scale and the scope of building, whether it's the damn warehouses, data centers, or just apartments in single-family houses, that the scope and scale I've never seen before. It's far in excess of any kind of projects since I've lived out here. And the guy's like, what's your source to prove that? What's your source? I'm thinking, me? I've lived out here since 1993. I have regularly driven. There's not a part of the valley I have not driven or been driven through. So I'm the source. I mean, if anyone's familiar with an area, we'll be able to tell you if there's more building or not, because you can see it. In what I do for a living, I drive the valley. I have logged easily in 3 years 60,000 miles crisscrossing the valley every single day. And some days I'll go to Surprise or New River, and I'll also go to Santan Valley. So I'm pretty acquainted with the valley. I know when a new freeway goes up, and I can tell that in every single city, these warehouses, and anyone you could just drive down here to Phoenix and drive across the valley. You can see this. If you go up the 303, the 303 is a fairly new freeway. There used to be absolutely nothing out there by Buckeye and the west side of Phoenix. And now, what do you have? Miles and miles and miles of these warehouses all over the place, not just here on the Elliott Quarter. It is every single part of the valley, with minor exceptions. Like, you probably see, the rich people are not going to allow this in some place like Paradise Valley and parts of Scottsdale. Cave Creek is not going to allow these monstrosities. But with those few exceptions, everywhere in the valley looks just like that. They are really turning. Yeah, see, in some part you couldn't see the Superstition Mountains because of all these damn buildings. So here we're jeez. So if anyone doubted where I was pointing out to, that sign should clear that up for you. Where's your source? There, that's the Meta that's the Meta data center. This is a whole, you see, I've walked maybe near a half mile. That's how far down this hellscape is continuing. And they're not done yet. They probably are about 2/3 of the way done. I have to guess at that. Source! I have to guess at that because I don't know what's going on inside. I can only look at the outside of what they are doing here. All right, so there you go. Meta entrance. This is that damn data center I was talking about. Meta and Facebook with their army of bots posting that AI slop, so we don't know what's real and what's not. Let me know in the comments. Do you look at something on social media, especially something like Facebook, and just automatically assume it's fake until you can verify it? Because that's pretty much where I am at this point. All right, so let's get a little further down here. Oh man. You know, I should have been keeping count. Maybe when I edit the video, I can count how many buildings this is taking up. And beyond, on the other side there, see the facade's not done yet. That's one of the biggest buildings of this. So, and I'm not saying that Mesa was always the most beautiful place. I mean, it's not like Gilbert's much nicer, Scottsdale is nicer, Paradise Valley, hell, you even go, you know, some of the developments that are near the mountain, or especially, you know, Superstition Mountains. Beautiful neighborhoods, beautiful area, but it wasn't this. It wasn't this. So here's another. Welcome to the Mesa Data Center. We exist to build great things. Yeah, right. Va fungul, huh? Va fungul. That's what I think you're building. And what it's going to do. See, there's actually two of those. Those have got to be easily 125,000 square feet just above ground. Things are huge. I'm not even a mile. I'm not even a mile down the street. And that's the thing. These warehouses, they're all the way down Elliott. And just 3 years ago, this was just desert. There's a good reason to not build so much in the desert. The only reason why we even have such population in the Southwest, including Los Angeles County and San Bernardino County, is because we have the Colorado River. And in Arizona, not only the Colorado River, but we have the Gila and especially the Salt River. So if it wasn't for the Reclamation Acts and Theodore Roosevelt, what they did was they dammed up the Roosevelt, made the Roosevelt, they had the Roosevelt Dam, which created the Roosevelt Lake, which I got to there last year. But then you have a series of dams where you have 4 lakes, including Roosevelt. You have then coming south towards Phoenix, you have the Apache Lake, which I couldn't get to yet. And then you have Canyon Lake, which I did get to, and then you have Canyon Lake, which I did get to, which is stunning. And I have video here on the channel. You can check that out. The 1-lane bridges that freaked my wife out. Oh man. And then you have Saguaro Lake. Oh yeah, like they'd give a good damn about what the people have to say. I think they delayed a ginormous one also in Tucson, but again, it's just delayed. These billionaires, they got the money. They'll get whatever the hell they want. I'm still not at the end of this. So anyway, the only reason why we have this is because we have the Colorado River, which has been dammed a number of times. You got Lake Powell, we got Lake Havasu. And of course the Salt River, like I mentioned, the Gila River. And we're in a 30-year drought. Let's see, I moved to Phoenix about 32 years ago in a 32-year drought. Well, there might be something to that. My gosh, I usually just drive past this and I don't really, until you walk this, you don't realize just how gigantic this monstrosity really is. Good Lord. My gosh. And look what it's doing, just to build a computer now. How they've driven up the cost of RAM. My gosh, I'm sure that's going to affect, it has to affect phones, but I couldn't build a computer before this, but thank goodness someone built it for me 10 years ago. But my gosh, it's insanely big. Dare I? Want me to go? I could turn here. That's Eastmark Parkway. I think I don't know if that continues to be Meta, but I can't see anything there, so I'm going to walk down this way before I walk back. As I was saying, unless you're listening to a bot, the water situation here in the Southwest is pretty precarious, and water level's pretty low. I know we had a lot of good rain this year, record, but 1 or 2 years of rain is not going to overcome a 30-year drought. So I don't know. And then there's supposedly plans by the Horseshoe, the dam up in near Page, Arizona, Horseshoe Bend, and they want to put a gigantic data center in right there within a mile or so of the Colorado River. Yeah, why don't you just hasten the collapse of the Colorado River? Go ahead and do that. So it's I grew up, oh, I can't see anything now. I can see that. Jeez. I'm gonna have to get some close-ups. I could do better on the phone probably. I'll try to. So it's just a matter of, when I was a kid, I thought it was going to be, we're all going to be wiped out by a nuclear holocaust, you know? It's going to be somebody on the beach. You damn maniacs, you know, you blew it up. And that was going to take us all out. But, well, that's still very possible considering the way things are going. But no, it might actually be the collapse of the rivers. And on the other side there, you have Goldfield, Arizona, or Gold Canyon Aquifer. And so I did see somewhere, again, I don't know if it's how true it is, but all these data centers, because this is one. This is one. On the other side, there's one between this one, is one on just down the street, and then on the other side, Sauceman, if I have time, I'll get some video of that, is Google. All right, I'm at the corner of Sauceman and Elliott. You can see Google. So I'm barely a mile from Facebook now. So I'm gonna show you guys with the frogs, whoa, just how big this campus is. All right, you can't see too much from the car because I got that damn wall, but got a nice sunset though. So you got horrific dystopian nightmare fuel here. Nice sunset. We do still have those in Mesa, so here we can see a little bit there. So it is definitely, it's at least a quarter mile or more. It's probably more than a quarter mile long. It is gigantic. Yeah. Let's leave it there. So this is one single data center at a free in 2 miles. So I read that it could collapse the aquifer. I like to think it's hyperbole, but the way things are going, I don't see it that way. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think all these data centers, that they're harmless, they're innocent, they don't pose a threat? Or do you think that this actually could be an existential crisis that could bring about, wow, street clear. You think that this actually could bring about an existential threat and collapse our aquifers and deplete the rivers? and lead to the starvation of millions. Let me know what your happy thought is about that in the comments. I don't know what's going on here. That is supposed to be Facebook, so maybe this is just another part of the campus. EdgeCore Digital Infrastructure. Yeah, it's another data center. Good Lord. Oh, can't get away from this street sweeper. Holy crap. So all this is just another data center, just not Meta. Oh my god. Hey, this is a data center, right? It's not Meta though, is it?
Microsoft.
Microsoft?
That one over there is Meta.
That's, yeah. All right, I didn't know this was Microsoft. All right, thank you so much. Oh, that's what he said. This is Microsoft, so, oh my gosh. Holy crap. It just, I didn't think I could feel any worse walking down and seeing how big the Meta one was. But no, Microsoft. Right next to, across the street, and probably joining campuses, we have Microsoft. Great. Great. Two absolutely ginormous data centers right next to each other. Okay, so I have to amend what I said. Oh my gosh. 4 data centers. I'm gonna have to, I got time. I'm gonna have to, if I get to the car in time, I'm gonna have to go down and get video of the Sossaman one, which is Google. So you have Google, an unknown one, Facebook, and now Microsoft. 4 data centers within 2 miles of each other. Oh, I'm starting to have flashbacks to the Terminator. Yeah. Yep. It's Skynet all over again, guys.